Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutrabhashya Kritav Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. We are doing the Atma Anatma Viveka, and that is being done in the form of Panchakosha Viveka. And this is covered in verses 149 through 211. Now, of the Panchakosha, the Annamaya Kosha is under the current discussion. And it started in verse 154, where two differences between Atma and Anatma were pointed out. The two differences where the body is Anitya and Ashuddha. It is not permanent, it is impermanent, Anitya. And Ashuddha, it is impure. Whereas Atma is Nitya, eternal, permanent. And it is Shuddha, it is immaculate, pure. Then in verse 155, we saw 5 different points of difference. Body is Mithya, Sagunaha, Astiraha, Anekaha, Drishyaha, and Jadaha. Actually, six points of difference we saw. And Atma, just the opposite. It is Satyam, It is Nirguna, it is Sthira, it is Ekaha, it is Drik, and it is Chetana. So 6 totally opposite features. Then 2 more differences were given in verse 156 that we saw last class. Panipadadiman deha natma vyangepi jivanat tattat shakriteranasacha naniyam yo niyamakaha. The body has parts. It is controlled, whereas Atma is partless, and it is the controller. So 10 points of difference we have seen in these 3 verses, 154, 155, and 156. Now, some of these features have been repeated in the next set of verses. For example, in verse 157, Deha tat dharma tat karma taddavastadi sakshinah satayeva svata siddham tadvai lakshanyam. The body is the object that is experienced, but Atma is the experiencer. In further elaboration of these differences, in 158, Shalyarashir mamsaliptah malapurnoti kashmalah katam bhavetayam vetta swayametat vilakshanah. The body is a structure. It is made up of bones plastered with flesh, full of mala, impurities, waste matter. It is extremely impure. How can this body be the Atma, which is the Sakshi? Therefore, it was said, Tvang mam samedosti purisharashau aham matim mudhajanah karoti vilakshanam veti vicharashilah nijasvarupam paramatma bhutam. Only a fool develops the notion that I am the body. A discriminating individual understands himself or herself to be different from the body and to be the absolute reality. It's not enough if one goes beyond the body. He has to understand there is a jiva that is different from the physical body. And that was said in verse 160. Deho hamityeva jadasya buddhihi dehe cha jive vidusaspaham dihi viveka vijnanavato mahatmanah brahmahamityeva mate sadatmani. The I notion in jiva is also ignorance. Only the man of discriminating knowledge knows that he is neither this physical body and not even the jiva. So we have seen up to this so far, and we continue with verse 161. Atratma-buddhyam tyajamudha-buddhe Atratma-buddhim tyajamudha-buddhe Tvang mam samedosi purisharasau Tvang mam samedosti Purisharasau Sarvatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe Sarvatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe Kurushva Shantim Paramam Bhajasva Kurushva Shantim Paramam Bhajasva Atratma Buddhim Tyajamudha Buddhe Tvang Mam Samumedosi Purisharasho Sarvatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe Shantim Paramam Bhajasva. And Shankaracharya addresses his disciple, Moodha Buddhe, oh fool. Atra Atma Buddhim Tyaja. Give up this identification with this body. If I address you like this, the attendance in this class will drop by 90%. So I have to be very, very nice. But it doesn't, you should not take it, negatively. All of us are ignorant. So we are talking about this foolishness, etc., this ignorance. It's not that, we are all very smart people. In the worldly sense, we are smart. We are not talking about that. This Mula Avidya we all have. There is no gainsaying that. And that is why we have taken this birth. And that's all. So he is, in fact, not really addressing us as Mudha. He is addressing that ignorance, that Mula Vidya, that I am the self. That is what is Mudha. So when he says that, don't take it to your heart. Okay, don't get overly upset about those things. Yeah. Let us listen to his advice. He says, Tyaja, give up. Give up this identification with the body. Again, he uses the same phrase that we saw earlier. Tvang mamsa medosti purisha rashi. So we saw the meaning of this. The same phrase. It's a bundle. It's a bundle of tvak, skin, mamsa, flesh, med, fat, asti, bones, purisha rashi, filth. What do you take that to be you? My God. So after disidentifying from the physical body, giving up the body identification, you won't lose anything. Because you are not that. But on the other hand, when you give that kind of an identification, that false identification, you will identify yourself with something far better, far superior. Your identification will be replaced by something much better in its place. Therefore, he says, Atma Buddhim Brahmani Kurushva. May you develop the I thought upon Brahman. That Brahman I am. May you develop that thought. Brahmani Atma Buddhim Kurushva. Identify yourself with Brahman. This Brahman is Sarvatmani, is the essential nature of not only this individual body, but it is of all bodies. All bodies. Sarvatmani. Not only that, Nirvikalpe, that Brahman does not have any divisions. Vikalpa means divisions. It is akhanda, unbroken, one, eka, all that we have seen. No divisions, no parts. It is not made up of flesh, bone, or anything like the body. Consciousness is none of that. One divisionless, homogeneous consciousness. Sarvatmani Brahmani Nirvikalpe Kurushva. May you develop Atma Buddhi. Atma Buddhi, the I notion. I am that Brahman. You develop that notion. That divisionless, the self of all being, that Brahman I am. May you develop that understanding. What is the benefit? If I take so much trouble, what will I get out of it? He says, Paramam Shantim Bhajasva. You will gain the highest peace. Paramam Shanti. Absolute peace you will get. As it is said in the Bible, the peace that passeth all understanding. That kind of peace. The deepest peace you will attain. Paramam Shanti. We also get Shanti now and then. Not that we don't. But that goes to pieces very soon. Our peace is disturbed. So it's all just a piece of that piece, never the whole. But once you understand that divisionless Brahman that you are, you gain this Paramam Shantim Bhajasva, the supreme peace you will get. Continuing, he says, Dehendriyadi Dehendriyadavasati Brahmoditam Dehendriyadavasate Brahmoditam Vidvanahantam najahati yavat Vidvanahantam najahati yavat तावानतस्यास्ति विमुक्तिवार्तपि तावानतस्यास्ति विमुक्तिवार्तापि अस्त्वेष वेदान्तनयान्तदर्शी अस्त्वेष वेदान्तनयान्तदर्शी देहेन्द्रियाद्वा देहेन्द्रियादावसते भ्रमोदितां विद्वानहन्तां न जहाति यावत् तावान तस्यास्ति विमुक्तिवार्तापि अस्त्वेष वेदान्तनयान्तदर्शी. So here Bhashyakara says, without giving up this Dehatma Buddhi, unless and until you give up this identification with the body, it is impossible to gain the Brahmatma Jnana. So we cannot identify with both the body and the Atma simultaneously. It's one or the other. Identification with one presupposes the disidentification with the other. You cannot have it both ways. As they say, cannot have the cake and eat it too. Cannot take the body as the cake and keep enjoying and get this Atma Sukham. No can do. Not possible. So you have to decide whether you want to identify with the body, pamper the body, and go through its ups and downs. Or forget about all that, identify with the body, which never changes, whichever is. You be that changeless Atma. Vedanta does not force you to do anything. Vedanta says if you love identifying with your body, if you want to pamper it, go ahead. You're welcome to do so. But you better be prepared to face the consequences. That's all. So Vedanta puts you on notice. That's all. The consequences of such identification, when they hit you, don't suddenly become philosophical. Don't ask Bhagavan, why? Why me? No. Why have you given me this life? Why did you create me? More importantly, why did you create all the rest of the other people who are bothering me? My life would have been much better but for them. No, don't complain at that time. You have to keep your mouth shut and suffer the whole thing. It all comes as the package. As you grow further and further, things are not going to be brighter because it's all growing older and older. You never grow younger, you grow old. Therefore, once you identify with the body, it's not going to be a wonderful news going forward. As Guruji says in his address book, it is filled with various doctors' names, various specialists, their office phone number. In emergency, contact this, that, and that is what the address book is full of. That is the sorry state of this body. So if you want to identify with us, be prepared for that. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives a warning. Yavad vidwan aham tam na jahati. As long as this vidwan, this intelligent person, he is a human being, he is supposed to have intelligence. Therefore, he gives him the benefit of doubt. He calls him vidwan. He says, vidwan na jahati. If he does not give up this ahanta, that I am the body, dehendriyadav, identification with deha, indriya, adav, body, senses, mind, intellect, all of that. Then what happens? That body, those sense organs, etc., they are asat, unreal. This I notion is Brahma Udita. The notion that I am the body, the thought you have that I am the body, that has born out of delusion, Brahma, due to not thinking. You have not thought properly, you have not done the necessary inquiry, you have taken it for granted right from birth. I have assumed I am the body. Never questioned, is it true? What will happen if you don't give up that identification? Tavat vimukti varta apinasti. So long he cannot get liberation even in words. Cannot even speak about liberation. What to talk of actual liberation for such a person? The flip side of this is Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi's own experience. He clearly understood at the young age of 15 or 16, just like that, he was able to realize that he is not the body. He was able to give up that identification. The rest, as we say, is history. We have example of people who were able to give that kind of body identification. Of course, we don't run around saying, I'm the body, I'm the body, I'm the body. We don't do that. But the way we act and behave and all that, that is how very difficult. Not that it is easy, but that is what he's trying to impress upon us. Great difficulty, clear understanding, we have to give up this notion. Yeshaha Vedantanayaha Antadarshi, having seen the end of Vedanta, meaning having studied Vedanta very well, having understood. He may be a great scholar of Vedanta. He has studied all the texts of Vedanta, great academic scholar of Vedanta. He can also brilliantly expound on those texts. He can do all that. But is he liberated? The acid test for that is what? The litmus test for that is what? He is not liberated as long as he has this Dehatma Buddhi. If he has not given up, I am the body notion, he is not liberated. He may have a PhD in Vedantic studies from a prestigious university. From Harvard, maybe. He might have written theses on that. But if he identifies himself that I am the body, he's not liberated. He has seen the Anta of Vedanta. They call PhD a terminal degree. You cannot get any more than that. Terminal degree. But he has not reached the terminal of his life. The purpose of his life he has not reached. Unless and until he gives up this Dehatma Buddhi. So liberation, mukti, presupposes Dehatma Buddhi Tyagaha, giving up the identification with the body. Bhagavan Sri Krishna also has said in the Gita, Kleshodikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gadi dukkam gat dehavadbhi avapyate. The one who has a strong physical attachment, for him Vedanta is either not appealing or it is only an academic exercise. Therefore, Yeshaha Vedantanayaha Antadarshi Astu. Let him be a great scholar. But there is no liberation for him. The Anatma Abhimana and Atma Abhimana cannot coexist. Identification with matter, identification with consciousness cannot exist together. Continuing, he says, Chaya sharire pratibimba-gatre Chaya sharire pratibimba-gatre Yat swapna dehe hridi kalpitange Yat swapna dehe hridi kalpitange Yadatma buddhe stavanasti kachit Yatatma buddhe stavanasti kachit Diva charire cha tataiva mastu जीवच्छरीरे च तथैव मास्तु छाया शरीरे प्रतिबिम्बगात्रे यत्स्वप्नदेहे हृदि कल्पिताङ्गे यतात्मबुद्धिस्तव नास्ति काचित् जीवच्छरीरे च तथैव मास्तु. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya advises, therefore, if you want your Vedantic study to be fruitful, to be useful, to make a difference in your life, start the training. Aham na deha asmi. I am not the body. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमे न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं. That is what I am. I am that auspicious consciousness. That's what I am. Chidananda Rupa. That Chit, Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. That is what I am. I am not the body. Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, none of that I am. I am not Shrotra, Chakshuhu, Jihva, Grana, nothing. Vyoma, Bhumi, none of that. They're all an Atma. I am the Atma. Chidananda Atma. So start that line of thinking. Negate the Anatma, identify with Atma. Look at this body as a not self. Don't look at it as the self. Just as the wave is born out of ocean, it rests in the ocean and goes back into the ocean. Similarly, the world is like an ocean, and these bodies are like a wave. They are born there, they're going to stay there for a little while, and then they're going to go back to the Panchabhuta. The body will have to go. If the Panchabhuta are objects different from me, a wave body of these Panchabhutas also must be an object that is different from me, true me. If I'm not the Panchabhutas, I'm also not the Sharira. Sharira, the body, is a product of those 5 elements. Therefore, do this kind of dhyanam. In meditation, reinforce the fact that I'm not the body and I am that Brahman, I am that Atman. So, this is the first one. Then we go to Pranamaya. Now we are talking of just Annamaya, the body. So, in meditation, try to objectify your body. Don't take it as yourself. Don't make the body the subject. Make it an object. There is a body in front of you, which is a shadow. Do you have an abhimana, an identification with Chaya Sharira? Sometimes you see the shadow of yourself. Do you identify? Take that shadow to be you? You're standing on the side of the road and your shadow falls on the road. And a big truck, an 18-wheeler, drives over that shadow. Do you get all wound up about it? Oh, my dear shadow, it's so beautiful. I am beautiful. My shadow is beautiful. It just got run over by a Mack truck. Oh my God. Do you say that? No. But when you start looking yourself in that mirror and see that reflection, oh, I look so pretty today. Why all this drama? Forget about all that. Mhm. Mhm. But you never take that to be you. Mhm. Pratibimba gatram. Gatram means shariram. You do not take those things to be yourself. Swapna dehe. You have a dream body also. In your dream, you have a body and you do all dream transactions. You do dream travel with that body. You're all over the place. Even though in dream the body seems to be so real, and you very much seem to be the very body. You know that Swapna Shariram. You're not. Hridi Kalpita Ange. Any other body which you have to project mentally for yourselves. Mhm. Same thing with the waking state also. Mhm. You're trying to lose weight. It is not possible, but you can imagine how you will look when you slim down. You go through so many things. Before and after picture, you go to your plastic surgeon and he will show you. This is what you are now. After I get done with you, this is how you will look. All this, why this? Hmm? Therefore, Hridi in the heart means manasi in your mind. Kalpitange, angam in shariram. Sometimes angam means one of the organs, but angam also means the entire sharira. Kalpita anga, the body imagined in your mind. Do you have abhimanam? Hmm? With these four types of the body. He says, Tavakachit Atma Buddhi Nasti, you do not have I notion in these four types of bodies. Shankaracharya says, to that list, one more you add, the physical body also. Let it join the other four. Tata eva jiva sharire api mastu. May you not have the I identification with this living body also. The body is exactly like a statue. Statue is also made up of matter. Like that, this body is also made up of matter. The only difference is this body can temporarily borrow consciousness. That statue, it cannot do that. That's the only difference. Otherwise, it's the same thing. It's a blessing of consciousness that has loaned this life to us. And because of that, this body runs around for a little while. How long will it run? Nobody knows. And afterwards, the body becomes just like that statue. How can you claim that to be yourself? Therefore, may you not claim that body to be you. Continuing, verse 164. Dehatmadhire nृणामसद्धियाम् Dehatmadhire nृणामसद्धियाम् Janmadidukka prabhavasya bijam Janmadidukka prabhavasya bijam Yatastatastvam jahitam prayatnat Yatastatasvam jahitam prayatnat Tyakte tu chittena punarbhavasha Tyakte tu chittena punarbhavasha Dehatmadhire nृणामसद्धियाम् Janmadi dukkha prabhavasya bijam yatastatasvam jahitam prayatnat tyakte tu chittena punarbhavasha. Here, Bhashikara points out that Dehabhimana is the cause for the sense of mortality. The fear of mortality is because of this identification, this Sthula Sharira Abhimana, identification with this gross body. To get over the fear of mortality, one need not even come to the level of Atma. By simply shifting the identification to the Sukshma Sharira. You shift your attention from the gross body to the subtle body. Then itself the Marana Bhayam will go. Fear of death will go. Just switch over your identification from the Sthula Sharira to Sukshma Sharira. The fear of death is gone. Because Sthula Shariram, the death of the Sthula Shariram is not the death of Sukshma Sharira. Of course, to have all this, you must understand what is Sthula Shariram, what is Sukshma Shariram, what is Karna Shariram. Okay? That is why we have gone through all those. So, from the standpoint of the Sukshma Sharira, I am immortal. I may drop this physical body, but the subtle body has not gone. It travels. And it has been traveling. The travel has been anadi. Jiva is, as I've quite often said, this is one of the ones that are beginningless. Even during Pralaya Kalam, when everything falls back, the entire creation goes to unmanifest state, even at that time, the Sukshma Sharira are not destroyed. They are still there, just to come out the next cycle of creation. It just stays in a dormant condition. That pralaya is just prakarshena laya. Laya is sleep. So pralaya is a longer sleep. That's all. Therefore, for immortality, you need not even go to the Atma level. Of course, you are that only. But to understand the idea of immortality, just don't identify with this Annamaya. That itself is enough. Dehatma dihi eva bijam. The notion that I am the body, that alone is the seed for janmadi dukkha prabhavasya. That is the seed for this janmadi dukkha, all the suffering of birth, death, etc. Varieties of sorrows. By the word adi, everything. Birth follows by growth, decay, old age, all that vyadi, all that is included. And finally, of course, mrityu. Bhagavan Sri Krishna uses the phrase janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha dosha. You have to be cognizant of these flaws, these defect, dosha. What are the dosha? Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi. So that is the dukkham. Birth, death, old age, diseases. But all these belong to the body. So if you're not identifying the body, you are scot-free. Now, of course, we spend a whole lot of time pampering to this body, protecting this body, etc. Okay. Having said all that, you take good care of it, okay? Don't neglect it. We are not asking you to tamper with the body. Huh? What is this body, Anatma? I don't care. Let it rot. No. We're not saying that. Okay? Because this body, again, is a gift that God has given us. Deho Devalaya Proktaha. And this body houses that Atma. Hmm? This has been given for a purpose. So, to that extent, you must use it for that purpose. That is the point. But don't unnecessarily, pamper it. That's what. So, Shankaracharya says here, mortality and all other pains are because of this Deha Abhimana, identification with the body. All this is for what? Asadhyam Nranam. For the unintelligent, indiscriminate human being, all these problems exist. For the Aviveki, Deha Abhimana alone is the cause of all pains, like birth, disease, death, etc. Even Sanyoga Viyoga, union and separation, that's also because of the body. Huh? You were born, so you have your parents, your siblings, all that union is there. Because of what? Because of this body. Okay? And then when they leave, again, that separation because of this body. And when you have to leave, again, it's the body. All of them. So he says, yataha, since dehabhimana is the cause of samsara, tataha, therefore, tvam jahitam, give that up now. Develop the objectivity with regard to the physical body, dropping the identification with the body. Practice this. As I said, mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. I'm not the mind, body, mind, intellect, ego, memory, none of that. Without this body meditation, Atma meditation will not work. By body meditation, I don't mean I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. No. In body meditation, I am not the body. That is what you meditate upon. Okay? Be very careful. Body meditation. So, body meditation is seeing the body not as a subject, but as an object. And that's a prerequisite for seeing the Atma as subject. So, we have said this many times in meditation, sajatiya, one type of thought. It can be different thoughts, but it is all same related thoughts. That is fine. I am not the body, the same as saying I am the Atma. So to drive that home, you can meditate on I am not the body. So two people cannot be sitting in the same space. Like that, you cannot be sitting in the body space and also Atma space. One of it has to be vacated. Okay? So you better give up this body identification. Therefore, body meditation, meaning I'm not the body, becomes important. You may say, I am already meditating upon the body. Now you are saying, I am not the body in meditation. Prior to that, you were saying, I am the body. All that you did was making that statement, even if you didn't make that statement yourself. That's what was implied. But in meditation, you are very specifically saying, I am not the body. That's why Nirvana Shatakam, I was quoting today, or Atma Shatakam, Shankaracharya starts with this. Mano buddhya hankara chittaninaham. So, anatma objectification meditation. That meditation is also important. Prerequisite for aham brahmasmi dhyana. The anatma objectification is not that easy, taking this as an object and not the subject. So you have to do it with jahi prayatnat. You have to do it, put forth effort to do that, taking a lot of trouble, lot of time and energy. You have to evict this sthula shariram. No, out you go. You have to give up that notion. Tyakte to chitte, once the deha vimana is given, punarbhava asha nasti. There is no scope of punarjanma. Once you have given up this body identification and taken up the identification with Atma, that is what we call realization, enlightenment. That is mukti. The one who has done that, for him there is no punarjanma. Once the deha abhimana is given up, there is no possibility for rebirth, no scope for samsara. Now, bhava means being born, janma. Punarbhava, punarjanma. There's no chance of rebirth for the one who has removed the body identification. And of course, that needs to be replaced by identification that I am the Satchit Ananda Atma. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasheshyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.